Alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
Gets headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that pass! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out!
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the FA Cup weekend. We're live from Villa Park between Aston Villa and Cardiff City. The fifth round of the FA Cup is finally here. It's been at least 2 weeks since the draw was made, and this tie was second out of the hat. 29 places between Aston Villa, who lie 10th in the Premier League, against Cardiff City, who lie 19th in the Championship, and are only 6 points above the trapdoor in that particular league. Villa, knowing that the FA Cup's probably their most realistic chance of silverware this season, have gone strong. They have picked a very strong lineup, but they know full well they have to put on a show for their fans, considering that they were outfought and outclassed by Crystal Palace on Tuesday night. Cardiff City have got an FA Cup winner captain in their side in Aaron Ramsey tonight. They have got one or two of the youngsters that have been drafted in by manager Omar Issa, who's a former Arsenal youngster himself. And but they do have a strong side as well, including former Aston Villa player Anwar El Ghazi, who's had at least 2 or 3 seasons at Villa Park a few years ago now. Well, the teams are in the top. Villa Park is buzzing. I don't think there's any question about that. There's Unai Emery, the Aston Villa manager. Has won trophies. Has won so many UEFA Cups with Sevilla in the past. Of course, he got to a final with Arsenal, but lost to a superior Chelsea side on the night. In natural fact, Ramsey skippers the side because the club captain Joe Rolls is out. He's not in any of the starting lineups, all that substitutes bench. But I'll run you through the teams in just a minute. John McGinn leading out Villa closest to us. I'll tell you what, that Villa Park tunnel is packed. And of course, we're going to see history made in the game tonight. This game tonight, FA Cup history made. We're going to be using semi-automated offsides for the first time tonight. I'll try and explain the best I can as we go along, but it's going to be a hard slog. Also, we'll keep you up to date with events at Hillsborough, Sheffield, because Sunderland, right in the promotion mix, are away at Sheffield Wednesday tonight. And also, we'll keep you updated with events in Minehead at the UK Open Darts Championships as well, over the course of, hopefully, the next 2 hours here. If it does end a draw tonight, we will have extra time, we will have penalty kicks, but hopefully there will not be a necessity for that. And hopefully we'll see a good game of cup tie football, and it will all be over with within 90 minutes here at Villa Park tonight. This is the first of 3 live matches we'll bring you on TC Hub this weekend. No matches tomorrow, no live matches tomorrow, but on Sunday we do have 2 more. Newcastle against Brighton with Russ Spurnin, and then Manchester United Fulham with Paul James later that afternoon. So you've got 2 more quality cup ties. It's a treble header of FA Cup commentaries coming to you live on TC Hub, Storm FM and Focus on Football this weekend. And of course, an FA Cup tie wouldn't be complete without a supporter with either one of those handmade FA Cups or with the old glitter or silver foil on, or an inflatable replica. It's just one of those things. So the teams then, for this FA Cup tie, we'll give you the teams in just a minute or two. But the atmosphere here at Villa Park is always amazing. It's a good cup tie. Well, let me just keep you abreast with what's going on in the darts. There's some games going on at the moment, and we also, so at the moment we've got Nathan Aspinall in against Lukeman. So Nathan Aspinall, who was playing in the Premier League last night, he's 5 legs to 1 up in a race in the best of 19. So the first of 10 wins, he has the dart in the 7th leg. So Nathan Aspinall leading Lukeman by 5 legs to 1 in Minehead at the moment. Ryan Searle leads 6-2 in his match with Hunt. And they're also and O'Connor leads Williams 5 legs to 2 as well. Coming up later, around about the time we kick off, in fact, we're going to keep you updated with the score between Peter Wright and Luke Littler, the current PDC World leads against Sheffield Wednesday against Sunderland. That kicks off at the same time as we do. Okay, we're all almost set at Villa Park for tonight's match. So let's give you the 2 lineups as Emery makes his way to the bench. It's Eni Martinez in goal for Villa. And it's a back 4 of Andres Garcia, Ezra Conte, Lamar Borgard and Ian Matson. And then in the midfield we've got John McGinn, the captain, Yuri Tillemans, Marcio Asensio, who's looked a player since he's been here this season, Leon Bailey. And then we think it's going to be Bailey, Rashford and Watkins up front. So essentially a 4-3-3 with Tillemans, Asensio and McGinn in the midfield. On the bench, Olsen, Dean, Rogers, Ramsey, Kamara, Rowe, Ziyech and Jamal. Cardiff with Ivan Orvar in goal. A back 5, we believe, of Perry NG, Dylan Lawler, Will Fish, Demetrios Goulas and Lacey Giles. And then in the midfield, we've got Manuel El Ghazi, Ruben Colwell, Aaron Ramsey, and Chris Willock. And the striker is Karen Robinson, who's the top scorer with 12 goals. On the bench, Turner, Bagan, O'Dowda, Mansberg, Robertson, Davis, Nakawa, Cashwood, and Zalech. The officials tonight, the referee comes from Liverpool, Peter Banks. As Cardiff in blue shirts, white shorts, Villa in Claret and blue, get us underway. Villa, for the record, are attacking the north stand away to my right-hand side. They'd like to attack the Old End in second half of matches. Here's Kilian Tillemans, midway inside his own half, gets the ball forward and then poked away by Gotalis. Aaron Ramsey, who scored the winning goal in an FA Cup final, you may remember, in 2014 against Hull City. Also played for Cardiff in the 2008 final when they lost to Harry Redknapp's Portsmouth. Here's young Fish, Will Fish. No relation to Michael, obviously. Getting back to Ivan Orvar, who was a member of that Nottingham Forest team that got to the 6th round 3 years ago. Beat Arsenal, Leicester, Huddersfield, and then lost in that dramatic quarter-final, you may remember, at the City Ground against Liverpool, where Diego Jota scored. And Perry Ng, Liverpool born, but can play football for Singapore, I believe, will take the throw midway inside the Villa half. He played of the year at Cardiff a couple of times, Perry Ng. Former Crew player. Ball out of play. Your throw. Aston. And this is a tie. Both teams have rich FA Cup history, incidentally. Villa won the competition 7 times. Cardiff City the once. But to go back, the last Aston Villa victory in the FA Cup, as Martinez gets the ball, surrounded by 3 Cardiff players. Villa trying to play off the back, and they've done it really well. And they've got the ball out again. And here go Villa on the break here with number 16. Garcia plays it to Bailey on the right-hand side. Bailey tries to turn back inside, uses McGinn. And Garcia again gets the ball. Good play this, Garcia I should say. And then Cardiff get it away through Chris Willock. But then loses it to Bailey. Right-hand side, ball played in. Watkins inside the penalty area. Still Watkins, shook off his opponent brilliantly, gets the ball back, and in the end, Cardiff got it only half the way. McGinn, the captain, chips the ball in. Now he could do with a goal. He's only got 2 this season, funnily enough, John McGinn. Here's Lamar Beauregard. Back to Ezra Konsa, the England international. 2:36 gone. Still Villa 0, Cardiff 0. Early days yet. But at the moment, Villa doing all the attacking down the right-hand side at the moment. Garcia in possession. Goes back inside and finds Ezra Konsa. Tillemans, whose spectacular goal won the cup for Leicester 4 years ago. 2021. A goal, sadly, that was only watched by 10,000 supporters that day because of COVID restrictions. As Konsa now deep inside Cardiff territory now, as Villa look to push open for an early goal here. They're getting out to the far side, and it's Marcus Rashford who's really made an instant impact at Aston Villa since joining on loan from Manchester United, and he looks a much better player than what he was earlier on this season at Old Trafford, out of favour by their manager there, Ruben Amorim. But since he's come to Villa Park, he has been a player transformed. As I was saying just before that little passage of play, as Perry and Gitek on the edge of his own 18-yard line, both teams have won the FA Cup 8 times between them. Villa 7 times, the last in fact being 1957 when they beat the Busby Babes of Manchester United. A game sadly remembered for a goal scored by Peter McFarlane. Remember when Peter McFarlane took out Ray Wood. And I tell you what, if VAR had been around in the old British Buffet newsreel film days, there's no doubt McFarlane would have seen red. And Ray Wood, in fact, never came back out to complete the match. He ended up, I think, in hospital with a broken jaw. But in those days, strikers could shoulder charge goalkeepers. If it was today's game, it'd have probably been looking at a 6-match ban and a red card. Cardiff, you've got to go back to 1927, 98 years since they last won the cup. The only non-English team to do so. A gentleman called Hugh Ferguson scored a winning goal. 1-0, they beat Arsenal that day in 1927. As Villa look for the opening goal, cross comes in from the left-hand side. Matson keeps it in on that far side. So it's back on the Villa left. And the ball played in there towards Watkins, and in came Bailey as well. And so too was Marco Asensio as well. He came in at the back post as well. But a lively start for Aston Villa. And I had the feeling when we came to Villa Park tonight that he would dictate the play. Villa, the bookies' favourites. Massive odds on to get through to the quarterfinals. This is the first time they've appeared in the 5th round for 10 years. Cardiff, 11 years since they've reached round 5 of this competition. And well pwned. Garcia beating number 49 of the punch there, which was Giles. Villa looking very good in possession, it must be said. And Asensio has come really good. 2 goals for him this season, in actual fact. Both have been crucial goals as well. John McGinn has it on halfway. Uses Konsa. Konsa might just use Andres Garcia here. Burnley on the elbow. Garcia goes in field. Plays it to McGinn. Left-footed. Just knocks it nicely to Bogarda. Bogarda on his turn now finds Matson. Now McGinn. There's a challenge from behind. Well spotted there by Peter Banks. Free kick to Villa. Incidentally, the referee comes from Liverpool. His 2 assistants are Eddie Smart and Nick Newell. Ellsbury's the 4th official. And VAR, if required, incidentally, is Rob Jones at Stockley Park. Contest, the Greek international, penalised there. And with 7 minutes and 15 seconds gone, Villa have a free kick. Central, dead central in fact, 25, maybe 30 yards from goal. And Rashford, who actually hit a free kick against the bar in a recent league game, which led to Villa scoring. Is up behind this one. There are 3 in the wall, including Fish, Lawler, and another Cardiff player, which is out of my vision, and Colwell. And it's Rashford's going to take it. It must be at least 30 yards from goal, if that. But he's got the confidence to have a crack. I'll tell you what, if he pulls this one off, it will be one of the goals of the round. Rashford, right-footed, over the wall, and straight in the arms of Ivanov. The American taking that well. I don't think it was hit as well as Rashford would have liked to have hit it. But he got it over the wall, all right. But Ovaf made a very competent save. And here's Will Fish down the Cardiff City right-hand side. Or the left-hand side, rather. Gets it over halfway. But into no man's land and out for a throw, level with the 18-yard box of Aston Villa. To Aston Villa. Looking at Rashford chance again. In the Championship, 9 minutes played there. Still Sheffield Wednesday 0, Sunderland 0. And in the UK Open Darts, Raymond van Barneveld is trailing Vincent van der Berg 1-0. And in Luke Aspinall leads 6-4 against Lukeman. Remember, they're now into leg 11 of that game. The Barneveld match is only into the second leg. We'll keep you updated with the darts and the Sheffield Wednesday Sunderland game during the evening here at Villa Park when we get breaks in play. Here's Leon Bailey for Aston Villa. On the right-hand side, uses Garcia. Them two are linking up well on that right-hand side, I must admit. They do look the goods. We played 9.5 minutes at Villa Park in the 5th round of the FA Cup. First of 8 games over a period of 3 nights, or 4 nights, I should say. The final match being Nottingham Forest against Ipswich Town on Monday night. Tomorrow we've got Millwall away at Palace at 12:15. At the same time, we've got a Lancashire hot pot, the rematch between Preston and Burnley. A couple of weeks ago in the league match, you may have heard, on TCM2 on JB Sports. Now for this goalless, hopefully we won't have anything like that tomorrow. And then Bournemouth against Wolves at 3 o'clock, and then Plymouth's big match at the Etihad. Manchester City against Plymouth. That's a 5:30. I think it's a 5:45 kickoff tomorrow night. Ball over the top. And this is where the semi-automated offside will come into its own. Definitely offside there. I think the referee Banks, though, with Villa in possession, decides, quite rightly, I think, to play on and let the game flow. I think it's good when we see a referee try to let the game flow. Tillemans turning away from his man. Uses Rashford. There's 3 waiting for Rashford in the area. Can Rashford keep it in play? He can. He gets the ball in and it's a corner kick for Aston Villa. But good play from Rashford. The cross, I think maybe it was just going off balance as he tried to cross it in from the byline. Just goes past Perry G as if he didn't exist. And in the end, it was good defending by Dylan Lawler to get it out for a corner. 11 minutes gone. Rashford has gone to take it. 4, 5, 6 in that line of Aston Villa against a wall of 5 Cardiff City defenders, including Perry G. Short to Bailey, just behind Bailey, in fact, and Cardiff have pinched the ball and could launch a counter-attack, and they're trying to get Robinson in behind. Well read was the Villa defence, and Garcia just out doing Chris work, in fact. And now, here he comes now, Marco Asensio, but he's given the ball away there, deep inside Cardiff territory. Villa well on top, and Bailey's onside. But now, anyway, he's got 2, maybe 3 players waiting in the middle. Down the right-hand side, Bailey tries to twist and turn his defender Fish. Back into John McGinn, who can hit him himself. McGinn with a bender. Just bounces in front of the goalkeeper. It was just to the right of the penalty area as he struck it, John McGinn, with his faithful left foot. Just as you see there, just bounces in front of Ethan Obarth, the Cardiff City goalkeeper. American international. Willock trying to keep the ball in play down on the near touch line, but did well. Then Fish gets the ball back to his goalkeeper, Orvarth. All in green tonight, incidentally. Annie Martinez, a World Cup winner down the other end. Had a bit of trouble at Paris on Tuesday night and had to be replaced at half-time by Olsen. And Martinez is fit enough to carry on with the game. And he's fit enough to play this one tonight. Cardiff City involved in a relegation battle at the wrong end of the Championship, the second tier of English football. They're some 6 points above the drop zone in that division. And as for Aston Villa, they're in 10th place at the moment. They've had a little bit of a stutter in the league. Are in the last 16 of the Champions League, and if they got through that game, they could well face Liverpool in the quarter-finals. So maybe a big couple of months coming up for Umar Emery in possibly 3 competitions if they were to win here tonight. Well, let's not write off Cardiff. It is the FA Cup, and if we make predictions in this competition, well, we'll be made to look fools in the past. Aaron Ramsey knows what it takes to win an FA Cup. He's reached a final with Cardiff, as I said before. Beat Middlesbrough in the quarter-finals in 2008, and then beat Barnsley, the other fella giant killers, in that All-Championship semi-final. But came up short against Harry Redknapp's Pompey in the final. In fact, when Pompey won it in 2008, it was their first FA Cup triumph since 1939, when they won it before the outbreak of World War II. So in lies a bit of cup history. Ball over the top now towards Watkins, who's the top scorer with 13 this season. Looked like he was pushed there. And the referee not going to penalise Gotas, the Greek, for that. Did look a little bit of a push on Watkins, but the referee allowing it to go on. It's Will Fish now in possession. And he finds number 48. Well, it's number 49 now. I'll just have to check that out as well. That's Giles, sorry. That's Giles. I put him a bit further down the line up on my notes. That's why I couldn't find him. Anyway, quarter of an hour gone. Villa 0, Cardiff City 0. And it's Villa now on the break. As Asensio keeps that ball into play. Good play this now. Bailey inside the penalty area, right-hand side. Bailey tries to twist and turn. And Tillemans can't get his shot away. McGinn might. Trying to get it onto his left foot. Now the ball played in there by Garcia. And Garcia's voice led to a corner kick. Conceded there by Fish, number 2. Elsewhere in the Championship, just to keep you abreast, 17 gone. Sheffield Wednesday 0. Sunderland 0. But Sheffield Wednesday have had a penalty turned down. And Aspinall is 8-5 up in the darts. In Minehead at the moment. Here at Villa Park, Birmingham, it's a corner to be taken by Yuri Tillemans near side. We're situated in the top tier of the Doug Ellis stand, incidentally, as that corner comes in. And Tillemans, and look at that, Marshall was completely free, gets his shot off at the second attempt, then gets the ball back. Rashford tries to shoot, and a wall of blue charges it down. But Villa making all the early running in this opening quarter of an hour, but still can't break down that stubborn Welsh defence. Tillemans has it on the side, the centre circle and halfway. But a good feature about Villa's play at the moment is that they're keeping the ball nice and skillfully. But just, you feel they need that just end product to be right on target. They might get it now. Watkins is onside. Watkins stabbed it past the keeper, but stabbed it wide of the target. And behind for a goal kick. First big chance in the game, and it came to the England man. Now then, was he onside? Yes, he was. Maybe he was in 2 minds whether the flag was going to go up as he nudged the ball past Orvarth. In fact, he got a touch on it, the keeper. And it is a Villa corner, not a goal kick. Tillemans' left foot charged away. Bailey inside the penalty area, right-hand side. Bailey cuts inside. Bailey again. Just trying to do too much inside the Cardiff penalty area, and out for a throw. But Villa knocking on the door. They're kicking it down. They're trying to kick it down. But so far can't knock the Cardiff door ajar. Conte now from the throw. Finds McGinn. Deep inside Cardiff territory. And now a chance here and over the top. It was a rough-footed effort. And I think it was Ian Matson, the former Chelsea and Burnley player, with a speculative effort. I remember him scoring a great goal on his Burnley debut a few years ago against Huddersfield Town. That was something special. Let's have a look at that Ovart save again. I'm just looking at that Ovart save again on the replay. I think he just gets a glove on that, or maybe a leg on that, and diverts it away. And in the end, the corner didn't really come to anything much. And in fact, let's keep an eye on that Peter Wright-Luke Littler game, because at the moment they're into the leg 7 in that match, and Luke Littler wants 43 to win that particular leg. Wright won in 104, but it's 3 legs each. Remember, it's the best of 19 legs. Littler wanting 43 now. Can he get it? We'll just stick by that. So in fact, we'll keep you updated with the Luke Littler match in that game. So Luke's leg number 7 in that one. We'll keep you updated with that. And in fact, Luke Littler has taken the lead in that game. Still Sheffield Wednesday 0, Sunderland 0 in the Championship. And here at Villa Park, we've got Conte in possession for Aston Villa. Uses Garcia. On again from Bailey to Garcia. Good 1-2 down that right-hand side. This is really good football, this, from Aston Villa. Just a question of whether they can break that Cardiff defence down. Rashford has it on the far side. The Villa left. Uses Lamar Bagard. And now Ezra Konsa. Be interested to see the possession stats at half-time. Villa having all the play here, and here's Rashford round the corner down the left-hand side. He's got 3 to knock it back. One of them was McGinn, and in fact Tillemans had the shot, which is charged away. Villa still looking on this Cardiff door, but Cardiff slamming the door shut every time. Villa getting into that penalty area. That's in so, round the corner, brilliantly to Watkins. Watkins really benefiting from quality players like Asensio, who really looks a player. And Cardiff struggling to clear their lines, and Bailey now runs in it, and Asensio now runs at Villa, at the Cardiff defence rather. Cardiff just can't get up their own half, and then Perry Ng wins a 3 kick for Cardiff. And that will leave a little bit of tension. It was a foul by Rashford, I think. And the relief on Perry Ng says it all. But Cardiff, for that moment, were well and truly under the cosh. Ramsey with a long ball forward. And he says to Giles, chase that down the left-hand side. But he can't do so. And out for France. So 20 minutes gone at Villa Park, 0-0. 20 minutes also gone at Hillsborough, 0-0. In the Luke Littler game, Luke Littler now 5 legs to 3 up in a race to 10. Luke Littler 5, Peter Wright 3 in the UK Open in Minehead. We'll keep you across all the big games later at 9 o'clock. Bo Greaves against Luke Humphreys, who won the UK Open, who won the Premier League in Exeter last night with a 6-4 win over Luke Littler. So there must be, it's always good watching the 2 Lakes play darts. They bounce off each other, and they always have really good games, even if the averages are a little all over the place sometimes. Anyway, back to the football. Villa on the attack from the throw, and he's with Ezra Konsa midway inside the Cardiff half. Uses Garcia down the left, looking to create an angle to maybe get the cross. Left-footed, didn't reach the first man, but Bailey's reached it. Still on the left-hand side, but on the edge of the area this time. Good skills from Bailey. Garcia's in there as well, looking to cross it back perhaps. Villa going for this first goal, and the shot from Asensio just deflects away, and a corner is given for Aston Villa, and Asensio is going to take it. Remember, Villa attacking the goal to my right where the north stand is. There's a There's a layer of two executive boxes in between the two rows of executive boxes in between the two tiers. And Cardiff attacking the out end in the first half. Asensio with a corner, right hand side into the near post this time. Headed out, and Perry NG completes the clearance. And he goes out for a little throw, just short of halfway. Villa Park, in actual fact, one of the great old grounds of English football. Always a pleasure to come and commentate here. And Villa, a more attractive side than they've ever been for a long, long time, and that's down to the manager. They may be lying 10th in the Premier League, but they're not that far off a top 4 spot. They can get around together, Villa. I like to a good cup run and maybe a good run in the Champions League, depending on what Liverpool do, because they may well have faced them if they get through that one and Liverpool get through their last 16 game. They could potentially meet in an explosive all-English quarter-final. On an occasion that could be. Here's McGinn. To Tielemans, out to the far side, and here comes Rashford. Space to angle across, but it's too long. And out of play for a goal kick to Cardiff. Luke Wright. Peter Wright has pulled a leg back against Luke Littler. It's 5-4 now to Luke Littler, who now needs 81. In fact, Peter Wright now wants 161, the classic treble 20, treble 17 bull. Littler on 43 at the moment. But it's Aston Villa on the attack. And it's back with Cardiff City. I'll just check now, because Littler will probably take out 3 tops because he likes a double top. Sometimes he's played with double, incidentally. He's double 10. In fact, he's done that now. He's taking that out, and it's 6-4 now to Luke Littler in that UK Open last 32. 0-0 in the game at Hillsborough, incidentally, between Sheffield Wednesday and Sunderland. And Josh Wisnas has actually missed a glorious chance for Sheffield Wednesday. And here comes Cardiff, and there is a trip inside the area. There is VAR. Cardiff won a penalty. The referee has stopped it, presumably for offside. Yes, Callum Robinson. It was a bit clumsy, I must say. Also offside. Maybe El Ghazi was offside a bit. To be honest, I think it's a coming together. Although Omar Reza, the manager, he really wanted that penalty. But if he looks back at the replay, El Ghazi, the former Villa player, and Callum Robinson were both in offside positions. I think this semi-automated offside stuff, I think, might work. The only time it's not going to be used tomorrow is when the Burnley-Preston match will be on. Anyway, Asensio breaking forward for Villa, but he's hounded out of it once again. But a terrific fifth-round game so far. We're halfway through the first half, and Cardiff just slowly but surely starting to come into things. He got for the tie if they were to score, but it looks like Villa at the moment look the more likely scorers. And Asensio to Bailey, right-hand side. Bailey will take on his man. Tries to whip round Giles, but Giles stays with him. Bailey, and what a good bit of play that was from Giles. He waited for Bailey to make his move, tried to nutmeg in the Jamaican, and Giles just said, "Oh, just take the ball off you. I'll shut my legs and take the ball off you." And which he did. Cardiff have possession now. And a foul, free kick to Cardiff. Foul on Perry. Is it Perry NG? Yes, it is. By Yuri Tielemans on Perry NG, free kick to Cardiff. And of course, it goes without saying, you can get your comments in. Of course, we'll be taking comments as well tonight, so get your comments in as well. And I'll try and read a few of them out live on air for you. But still far, it's 0-0. And we've had 27 minutes. Olaf trying to kick away. Oh, he's giving it away almost. Well, the goalkeeper then, he must have had a brain freeze. He's got away with it. And on another day, that could have been a goal. and he would have been punished at line and sinker. Ovarth there just had a brain freeze. Tried to fool Watkins. You're only doing it against a player like Watkins, and England international. In the end, he got lucky and found Aaron Ramsey. Well, that could have been a disaster. Anyway, as it is, it's Bogard to Tillemans on halfway. Now we're inside the Cardiff half yet again. Surely it's going to be a question of time before Villa finally break through. And in fact, Callum Robinson is down on his haunches. He's holding his head. I'm not sure if it was an head injury. Let's have a look. He's certainly been pulled there. And in fact, he collides with El Ghazi and possibly took a crack to the head up by the looks of it. Oof, just seen a replay now. He's took one right bash in the face. You know, Ghazi's a big lad. You certainly feel that later on after the game. Callum Robinson, who's the top scorer incidentally, with 12 this season in all competitions. And in head-to-head meetings between the two teams, there's been 38 games played over the years. Villa won 18 of them, Cardiff 16, and there have been 4 matches drawn. And we've had 29 minutes of play here. Aston Villa, who have beaten West Ham here 2-1 in an earlier round, having been 1-0 down at one point. And Spurs, by the same scoreline, having been 2-0 up and really coasting in that game. Cardiff, the 2 previous games were away from home. 1-0 away at Sheffield United in front of a very sparse Bramall Lane crowd on a Thursday night, and then a real thriller against Stoke when it ended 3-3 after extra time, and Cardiff won 4-2 on penalties in our last trip to the Midlands in the FA Cup. Half an hour gone, they're up against it here, but they're still hanging on in there at 0-0. First of 8 cup ties over the course of 4 days. Tomorrow there are 4 more. Preston Burnley, Palace Millwall, Bournemouth Wolves, and Manchester City against Plymouth. And then another 3 on another 2 on Sunday, which we're covering live. We'll just break off for a second as Villa on the attack, well taken by Ovarth, the goalkeeper. And then we've got live for you both Sunday matches involving Newcastle and Brighton. And Newcastle already at Wembley in the Carabao Cup competition, looking to reach Wembley in the FA Cup, and will be red hot favourites to win it. That match at St James's Park potentially on Sunday, and then the big one, Manchester United against Fulham, later that day. And the FA Cup draw, incidentally, will be reported on by Nicholas Jones after the match is finished on Sunday afternoon. And of course on Monday, Nottingham Forest take on Ipswich Town on Monday night at the City Ground. 31 minutes gone, no goals. Cardiff in possession over halfway. And it's Chris Willock bringing it out now to number 47, which is Callum Robinson. Back inside to Willock, might wind up right-footed shot, strikes it, but well blocked. And Villa come again. Lightning fast out of defence they are, Villa. And Watkins looked as if he was offside from when the ball was misplayed, and I saw it with my own naked eye. And so too did Mr. Greenhouse, the linesman on the near side. Just went a fraction too early, and the officials got it right. Definitely a free kick to Cardiff, and definitely offside, I should say. So a free kick to Cardiff in the darts. We're now 7 legs to 4 ahead, and they're about to play leg 12 in just a few moments. They must have gone to a break in that one. So they're 7-4 ahead against Peter Rank. Right, they're ranked number 2 in the world against Peter Wright, number 12 in the world. Here's Asensio now in the area, trying to find Watkins. Could have been better having a shot. Bailey strikes it from inside the area and forces a terrific save from even half, who's going completely bonkers with his back five. Well, I thought the chance had gone here with Asensio. And it came to Bailey, who stuck it beautifully on his left foot. Couldn't have hit that any sweeter if he tried. But if that had gone in, that would have been one of the goals of the round, even though we've only played, this is the first game being played all weekend. Would have been up there for goal of the round already. Ball in behind, Asensio's in behind. But it's out. Comes off quick as lightning. Comes the situation. Yep. Oh, yet. As soon as we get a few, we will. Oh, there we go. Paul James is on. Good to hear you behind the mic. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Sunderland 0. Here come Cardiff on the attack. Remember, you're listening to this match live with the Commentary Hub. You're listening to it on Paul James's channel, Focus on Football, and you're also listening to this match live on Storm FM. Here's Bailey going down the near side. Bailey trying to get the ball back across the goal, and that should have been a tap-in for Rashford at the back post. The ball, maybe in fairness, was a bit maybe behind him. It was pulled back rather forcefully, I thought. But it was a really good play, this from Villa. Down the right-hand side where they're having a lot of joy. Bailey does well. Maybe the cross a bit behind him in the end. But I think Rashford knew how good the chance really was. It did come to him, in fairness to him, a bit quickly. I'm just seeing the replay inside the goal. Bailey hit that across the goal with an awful lot of pace. And I think Rashford just failed to control it, and so did Telemans there on that as they came off the replay there. But it's going to be 4 days of mouth-watering cup excitement here. And we'll bring you 3 of the best ties out of the 8 games that have been played live. This is one of them. Still yet to have a goal, but tell you what, it's for excitement, it's been non-stop thrills. 7-4 Luke Littler in that match in the UK Open with Peter Wright. And here comes El Ghazi, the former Villa player, looking to put one on his former side. Looking to take on all-comers as well as 5 Villa defenders. Ramsey stopped in his tracks though. And Villa again, so cool and deadly on the ball. They look a very attractive side to watch under Emery, who's really turned things around. Free kick against Cardiff. But Cardiff in the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes just creeping slowly into the match. It was a foul by Colwell, and then Perry and G came back and just wiped him out. And he just said, "Oh, never mind, referee." Just give the referee a brush off. It was a 3 kick to Villa. They've taken it short. Win McGinn, the captain. Here's Garcia, and here's Leon Bailey. Making it rapping on this right-hand side. Giles, though, sticking to him like super glue at the moment. Konza. Is there a Villa breakthrough, I wonder? Well, they've got about 10 minutes to go before half-time. As soon as we get a break in play, we'll be back for the updates from Hillsborough and from Minehead in that big game on the main stage in the UK Open Darts Tournament. Garcia now on the right-hand side, rather, going attacking the defender. And in fact, a goal kick's been given. Good play by Willock. Number 16. Defending well against another number 16. Cardiff have brought something like £4,500 up from South Wales. Come from the M4 and the M5 here to Birmingham this evening. Friday night. Good turnout from them. There's been a lot of talk about Friday night football's been played in the FA Cup. A lot of fans complaining at kick-off times and the like, but that's the demands for prime time television, I suppose. And I think we should make the most of the FA Cup being on both main terrestrial television channels in this country, because next year it's going to go behind a paywall, which is an absolute crime and a tragedy for the competition, which really, being the greatest cup competition in the world, needs free-to-air exposure. 13 matches next season on television. Free-to-air television isn't enough. Foul there by Ramsey. Free kick for Villa. Again, conducting the orchestra. Man City Plymouth, one of the standout ties tomorrow, but we'll be live from St James's Park on Sunday. That's a 1 o'clock, I think it's a 1:30 kickoff for that one, and then we're at Manchester United against Fulham. That's, I think, a 4:30 kickoff. Both matches you'll see on the same frequencies as you're hearing this one on the TCO. 38 gone, and Villa Park still Villa 0, Cardiff 0. And just a reminder, the commentary team, the two commentators for the other two ties. Russell will be up at Newcastle for covering the Newcastle match, and our Sunday favourite, the TCO Sunday afternoon favourite, Paul James, will be at Old Trafford. Paul James now becoming part of the Sunday afternoon landscape now, along with the old roast beef and Yorkshire pud. Over for the free kick then for Cardiff City on a cold Friday night in the FA Cup. The first of 8 ties to be played over the space of 4 days. And here comes Tillemans over the halfway line. And Maatsen as well. Uses Rashford. Rashford going inside. Villa knocking on the door. 5.5 minutes plus injury time to play. As Garcia runs into trouble and then concedes a free kick inside the Cardiff penalty area. And a free kick has been given to the Welsh side, struggling in the Championship, but holding on very gamely here in the FA Cup so far. Just to remind you of the two benches: Olsen, Ziyech, Dean, Rowe, Kamara, Rogers, who has been in scintillating form this season, Ramsey and Jamal, Turner, Bagan, O'Dowda, Manswork, Robinson, Davis, Nakuma, Ashford and Salek, the substitutes there for Cardiff. And here comes Giles, a product of the Youth Academy down at Cardiff. And a chance here for a shot coming in. It was from Anwar El Ghazi with his right foot, the former Aston Villa man, just been booed a little bit by the team that used to cheer his name in the old days when El Ghazi was playing for them in the Championship many, many years ago, Aston Villa. Goal kick has been given. And still no goals with 40 minutes of this first half played. But given away now, and a chance here for Robinson to get on his bike, perhaps. It was well robbed by Colwell. But Villa have got sufficient numbers back, and but they do have Wellock on the ball, who's very lively when he's had the ball in midfield. Back to Colwell again. Has to go backwards to go forwards again, I suppose. Gutas plays it to Perry and G. Good play from the number Bodleian. And he gets down there on the 1-2. Perry and G goes down. And the referee had a lot good luck and decided it wasn't a penalty. They did VAR, lest we forget. But Perry and G made a good burst into that penalty area from right back. And he went down, but whether there was enough contact for VAR to overturn it, I'm not so sure. Not only that, Perry and G's back in position at right back. Here's John McGinn, midway inside the Cardiff half. I think that possible penalty shout for Perry and G would have been a bit 50-50, to be honest. Conza now for Villa. It's been such a long game, we can't tell you what's happening in the Luke Littler match. It's been air and scare and end-to-end stuff, but it's been good for the game. Rashford's cross, not good enough, didn't reach the first man. So Villa win possession again. And Cardiff have got all 11 men behind the ball there, doing what Jose Mourinho would term it as parking the bus. I suppose when you're a lesser like going to a place like Villa Park, you're going to try everything to try and keep Villa at bay, and they've been doing that now. Watkins in there! Watkins, what a save that is! From point blank range from even off. Would have been touch and go whether he was offside or not. Just seeing the replay, the ball headed forward, and I don't think it was offside neither. Rashford's header was a good one. But Watkins in that position should be scoring. Great save though. And now the penalty appeal. Well, maybe the free actions of Perry NG may have gone against him there. There's definitely contact, but did NG make a bit of a meal of it perhaps? Possibly. If he didn't make a much meal of it, then I think he might have had a penalty, but I think he overdid it with the free actions perhaps. Anyway, here's Bailey down the other end. Oh, and he almost came to Rashford. It's all happened here in the last 5 minutes. Good cross from Bailey, from the right, left-footed, and it just went right through Rashford. Maybe NG's presence put him off. He could have easily handled it, actually. Villa have tried and tried in this first half, but have not been able to break the Cardiff City house, not been able to blow the Cardiff City house down. And that will be a little bit frustrating for Umar Henry, whose side are odds on to win this game according to the bookmakers. There's been a go in the game at Sunderland. 34 minutes to go was timed up. Mayenda has scored for Sunderland. In the darts, it's now within one. Luke Whitlock leads 9-8 and needs 129 points to win the match. But at the moment, Villa looking for that first goal in this game, in the FA Cup. But Burnley running to traffic. Well, 15 seconds away rather from the fourth official, Michael Salisbury. Showing us the board. In fact, he's going to show us the board right now. And it's just going to be the one added at the end of the game. Well, the end of the first half, I should say. They're wanting double top, but Wright wanting 81 to pull it back to 9-all. And it is 9-all now. We're into a decider in that one. We'll stay with you at half time and let you know how that one went. Here's Maatsen down the other end, and Villa get the corner. 30 seconds of the one to play. Conceded by El Ghazi. Can Villa get their noses in front right before half time? Remember, Sunderland winning at Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship. Luke Whitler, Peter Wright are 9 legs all. And crucially, Wright has darts in that one. In comes the Villa corner. They're trying to steer it in by Backheel. And Watkins came in at the near post at first glance, and then the referee, I think, is going to blow for half time anyway. Offside's been given. We've played the 1 minute. Let's watch the corner. Watkins went in there, and then I think Konza trying to backheel it inside the 6-yard area, and the whistling factor's gone. So Villa being held here. Rashford's missed a good old opportunity, and Watkins has missed 2 very goal-head chances. Cardiff will feel that they should have had possibly 1 penalty when Perry NG went through and was clipped, but maybe his free actions got the better of him. Half time here at Villa Park. Aston Villa 0, Cardiff City 0. And a first half really that's been dominated in the main by Villa. Before we take a break, let's just keep you updated with what's going on in the darts. That big game between Peter Wright and Luke Whitler is going to the wire. Luke Whitler wants 170 and he's now going to try and take it out with Wright back on 228. He's left double top. And look, they can't obviously check out on 228. But Blakely wants double top for the match. Seems to have been a very good match tonight in that last 22. Nine legs all. Right, wants 128, but Blakely wants double top for the match. And it's got the double top. He's through to the next round. He beats Peter Snakebite Wright by 10 legs to 9. So Linkler through in that one. They're into 3 minutes of stoppage time at the at Hillsborough. Mayenda scored the goal. There's a bit of controversy in that game because they felt there was a handball there. Certainly Sheffield Wednesday thought there was a handball, but nothing was given. Elsewhere, Raymond van Barneveld is out of the UK Open in the darts. 10-6 it finished there with the Belgium over the Dutchman. And O'Connor beating Williams. Aspinall beating Lukeman 10-5. Ryan Server's gone through as well against Hunt. And the game's currently going on at the moment in Minehead. Joyce and Gilding are at 4 legs apiece. Schindler and Van der Gaard at 5 apiece. Selvin leads Pua 7-3. And Sutar leads Campbell 8 legs to 3. Later on, there's Damon Etta against Kim Hybricks. Stephen Munden against Chris Dobie. And Bo Greaves, the last female left in there. And she's won the ball for the first throw in that match, let me tell you. That takes place in over 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes on the main stage. And then after that, we've got Michael Smith against Dotes, Josh Rock against Todd. Robert Cross will play a player called Lovely. Yes, you heard it. Mike DeDecker against Cameron Menzies, looks a good game. James Wade against Willie Borland. Gerwin Price against Scott. And an old Dutch game between mighty Michael van Gerwen and Durabode. So that keeps you up to date with all the sport going on. Just to let you know now that we've almost reached half time here in the game. Half time at Hillsborough. It's 1-0 to Sunderland. We're going to take a 5-minute break here on the TC Hub, but we'll be back well in time for the second half at Villa Park. Until then, enjoy the rest of your half-time break. With the scoreline here at Villa Park so far in this FA Cup, to be decided tonight, Aston Villa 0, Cardiff City 0. Welcome back to Villa Park, where the half-time score here is Aston Villa 0, Cardiff City 0. In the Championship, it's half-time at Hillsborough, where it's Sunderland 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Just a bit of news from the world of sport, incidentally. England have, Just Butler has resigned as England cricket captain after, or as England white ball captain after the disastrous Champions Trophy campaign in Pakistan. And of course, the other day they were beaten by Afghanistan, embarrassed by Afghanistan the other day in a very, very key game there. So that's the situation. Also, Rodri has returned to individual training and has been rolled out since September because of a ruptured cruciate ligament. That's an ACL. And they badly missed that there. But as a moment in the Championship, Sunderland winning 1-0 for that controversial goal. And meanwhile, at Villa Park, they're about to reconvene for the second half. The big bone of contention maybe in Cardiff that they're going to lose it. Was Perry NG fouled? Well, let me know what you thought. Maybe in the comments. Was this a genuine penalty? Or did Perry NG make a meal of it? Looked like Pogard tapped NG, but maybe NG's pediatrics may have caught up with him a little bit. But Cardiff may just have a little bit of a case there. Cardiff in the tunnel at the moment, and as you can see behind there, the replica of the European Cup Aston Villa won in 1982. Of course, they haven't won this competition since 1957, of course, when they beat Manchester United, the Busby Babes at the time, who a year later were to have that terrible crash in Munich, which wiped out the likes of Duncan Edwards and Dennis Weiler and almost killed Sir Matt Buzzer, incidentally, but he went on, survived, him and Bobby Charlton, and built a second Busby side, which 10 years later did go on to win the European Cup for Manchester United. So Cardiff back out for the start of the second half. Meanwhile, in the darts, before we get on, at the moment, Heta has just kicked off against Highbricks, and Bunting and Dobie are fighting it out at the moment. That will be a game that we'll keep our eyes on as well. Sutar is through 10-7 against Campbell. Bunting and Dobie should be a good game, and we're going to keep our eyes though on Bo Greaves against Luke Humphreys, and we'll keep our beady eyes over that one this afternoon. And it looks as if we're going to see a substitution at half-time in the game we're covering. So here we are then. That's the substitution. That's about to be made by Cardiff City at the start of this second half. Number 47, Callum Robinson, he's off. And Youssef Selic will come on. And that's a bit of a blow really for Cardiff, because obviously Robinson is their top scorer. So that's a real blow for them at the start of the second half. No further changes from Aston Villa, incidentally. And it's Villa in carbon and blue, about to kick off this second half for Uri's Elements. And off we go. 0-0. And Villa attacking the old end away to my left. Cardiff in blue attacking the north stand to my right. Villa in possession with Bogarda, who could be teamed as a bit fortunate not to be given a penalty away. He looked, the more I've seen that replay now, the more that could have been a penalty for Perry NG. Here's Rashford against the aforementioned Perry NG. Plays it in there, that's a foul, surely. No, the referee's not giving it. Looks as if Watkins was tagged on the edge of the penalty area, but the referee, I think, is giving it. In fact, it's Marcus Rashford who's gone down. I think he stopped the play so Rashford can receive a bit of treatment, but Rashford did seem to go down very heavily. And it was Perry NG who poleaxed him, and then Watkins went down as well. There was a bit of a crowd scene. Perry NG there seemed to just deliberately charge into Rashford and then get the ball.
Referee
ball. Up until that penalty shot, I thought Peter Banks has refereed it quite sensibly and has tried to keep the game flowing as much as he can. And that's going to be a foul again, this time by Tillemans. And Villa just letting their frustration just boil over a touch. I must admit, though, I didn't think that was a foul. Nevertheless, it was a free kick to Cardiff, which they've taken short. Villa win possession. But Cardiff City and Omar Risa, the manager, know that Villa are going to be coming at him and at him and at him all second half now. And remember, if there's no breakthrough, if it's a draw, 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, whatever draw it may well be, end up being, regardless, there will be half an hour's extra time, and if it's level after that, penalty kicks. No replays in the FA Cup. Due to this scandalous fixture list under the Champions League, and it's down to UEFA more than anything else. When we're seeing a good cup tie, just needs a goal. I sincerely hope we don't get another 0-0. You wait about 4 years for a 0-0 and then two come along at once. And London Buses as the ball comes into the penalty area from Bailey, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. So let me just reconvene you with the two teams. Martinez, Garcia, Konza, Bogard, Matson, McGinn, Tillemans, Asensio, Bailey, Rashford and Watkins for Villa. For Cardiff, Ovarth, NG, Lawler, Gutas, Fish, Ramsey, Colwell, Willock, El Ghazi, Giles and Salek. Robinson off at half-time, presumably injured. I doubt it'll be tactical because he's the top scorer with 13 this season, with 12 this season. I said at the start, we might see goals. We haven't seen one yet. Will we see one on this attack? Here's Matson to Rashford on the left. Now then, we might open up for Marcus Rashford. Hasn't scored yet for Villa, but has assisted on a few occasions, and he looks sharp. He looks like he's enjoying his football up now, better now he's away from the tension and the stress of what's going on at Old Trafford at the moment. Here's McGinn. Let's hit onto his right foot this time, and goalkeeper did well over. But still not away yet. Villa have possession, and then they make an almighty mess of clearing it, and still might come for Villa, and it's wide from Garcia. But Aaron Ovarth with another, Ethan Ovarth I should say, with another remarkable save here. McGinn onto his weaker right foot this time, and Ovarth could not have seen that until very late. Side of the right foot, it's a clever shot. And Ovarth didn't see it till late. In fact, it's a corner, it got a deflection. They're taking it short. Asensio gets the crossover on the roof of the net, and another corner has been given to Villa on the far side. Tell you what, it's been a good game for a 0-0. This has been a good watch. Banner's quite seriously saying Old End the 12th man. They like to attack the Old End in the second half of games as that cross came in from the right again, and another Villa corner. That's their third in as many moments, considered by Gutas, the big Greek defender. 5 gone in the second half in the FA Cup 5th round. Live on the TC Hub. Aston Villa 0, Cardiff City 0, with JB John Stoddard here in Birmingham. As the corner comes in, it's way over everyone's head and out for a goal kick, to the frustration of Umar Emery. So 0-0 here at Villa Park. 1-0 to Sunderland last we heard. Bo Greaves and Luke Humphries are at 2 legs apiece, remember, in the darts. They're back underway at Sheffield Wednesday. 1-0 still to Sunderland. Greaves and Humphries are 2-2. It looks as if we're going to be in for a good game in that one as well. We'll keep our eyes across on that one. Bo Greaves giving as good as she's got against Luke Humphries here. And she's got advantage as well on the Humphries throw as well, no less. So we could be in for a potential upset in the FA Cup of darts, but in the FA Cup itself, still no sign of a breakthrough here, despite constant Villa pressure. Sunderland winning 1-0 in the Championship. But Villa have possession with Bagada. Is there one moment of pure genius maybe from one of these two sides? Ball out towards the far side. In goes Garcia. Good play by the Spaniard. And Cardiff get it away. And get it away rather well. Dylan Langer getting back there and doing some good defensive work. And Aaron Ramsey too. Cardiff fans are troubled in their numbers, even on a bitterly cold evening like this one, late February. First day of March tomorrow. And this is where March onwards we really go into the business end of everything. League Cup final on the 5th. It's just 16 days away as well. So much great football to watch from now until the end of the season. Of course, the FA Cup final in May. The climax of the Premier League, the European Cup final, and all the Champions League as well that goes with it. MG has been found penalised. Sunderland winning 1-0. We'll check the Pro Greaves Luke Humphries game in the UK Open in just a second or two, but a free kick now to Villa, which Rashford is going to take from the left-hand side. Rashford reins it in, and up came the heads, and it was Maatsen who got inside and Watkins as well got inside the penalty area and diverted it out for a goal kick. So Cardiff City still remains goalless here in the FA Cup. The first of 8 games to be played over the space of 4 nights. Cardiff, there are 29 places. There are 29 places between these two sides. An almighty chasm, really, when you think about it. But still goalless between 10th in the Premier League and 19th in the Championship. Here go Villa again with Rashford, who's striking really late, but Hovarth, he's not for being beaten. Rashford hit it left of centre with his right foot, and it was flying in like a rocket, and Hovarth having to use all his 6-foot-plus frame to get across there and divert it behind the near post, his far post for a corner. Taken quickly. Here's Asensio. Surely it's a matter of time before Villa score. Is it? McGinn, left-hand side, teasing cross towards the penalty area. Cardiff at 6s and 7s, but they deal with it for now. And G just hacks it out. But only as far as John McGinn. McGinn looks for support, gets it in Watkins. Rashford is waiting in the middle. McGinn uses the far side. There's coming together inside the penalty area. Still Villa go on. Cross came in low. And the ball out for a goal kick, I think. Villa thought it was a corner. Goal kick has been given to Cardiff. Rashford arguing the decision there with Eddie Smart on the far side. He was the linesman over there. It took Eddie Smart a couple of minutes to finally make his decision. When he did, I'm not sure it was the right one, but it's hard to tell. It's very difficult down on the pitch level. It's easy to, from up here in our commentary position up in the Doug Ellis stand to figure it all out. That's going to be a foul. Free kick to Aston Villa. And there are 2 Villa players down, which allows me now to let you know what's going to happen on the TCL this weekend. This is the first of 3 live commentaries we've got on the 5th round side. The next 2, you've got to wait until Sunday for. You'll see that foul there by Salic. So on Sunday afternoon, a double header on at 1:30 kickoff. 1:30 kickoff for Newcastle against Brighton. Ross Vernon will be your fox in the box for that one. And then the Sunday favourites on the TCR, Paul James, will be at Old Trafford for Manchester United against Fulham. That kicks off at 4:30. Both matches you'll be able to hear Sunday afternoon live on TCR. Focus on football and Storm FM. And you're listening to this match on the same 3 frequencies. Sunderland 1, Sheffield Wednesday have equalised with Patterson. Patterson has equalised with Sheffield Wednesday. 1-1 in that game. Meanwhile, Bo Greaves is 3-2 up against Luke Humphries. So we could have a bit of a turn up in the UK Open. Still a long way to go. They've only played 5 legs out of 19. But Bo Greaves is having a good run in that UK Open. Won a match today. He's doing plenty for women's starts at the moment. And she's hit a 180 as well. Not going to be on the 9 data, mind. Rashford. He's okay, but this is a chance for Rashford. This was the earlier save from Ovar. It looked to go all the way, yes. We were right behind it here. It's a great strike. And Ovar just flying himself away to his left-hand side as he looked. Made a great save and keeps the Bluebirds in the FA Cup. Konza is okay. He's going over to the far side to receive treatment. So Bella, for the moment, are down to 10. 58 gone. And still goalless. But I think we've got a dramatic last half an hour or so in store here at Villa Park. I can't see it being goalless for too much longer. It's just a question of when for Villa, because Cardiff are looking to play for the extra time. Villa with the more quality. Cardiff trying 1 or 2 of the young under 21 players, the likes of Fish, Lawler, Giles, and several other players going through that UK academy. Of course, money's a bit tight these days at Cardiff, so Risa has to rely on local Welsh talent. Remember, they're sitting 6 points above the drop zone in the Championship. And it's in a very precarious position. Here's Rashford now, down the left-hand side. Showing this time, Watkins trying to bend one in. He bends it wide of the far post. Another big chance for Villa wasted. Maybe it was more of a half chance. But Villa making things happen, they just can't finish. And that's another chance that's gone begging. And still it remains goalless. We've almost an hour played here at Villa Park, but they've conceded a silly throw here, Cardiff, and now they're back on the back foot again. It's anyone's guess what time may Villa score. They should be at least 2 or 3 up by now. Cardiff will argue they should have had a penalty when Perry NG was brought down. But we'll soon find out. Anyway, here's Leon Bailey. Been a bit more quieter tonight. Surely a goal's got to come here. An hour played, still 0-0. Here's Rashford. Looking to get the cross in. Maatsen. To Konza. Konza towards the far side. And now Garcia. Back to Konza. And suddenly now Villa looking for this breakthrough with Lamar Bogard. Kept in on the near side brilliantly by Rashford. Infield to Maatsen. Konza has it on the far side. Now this is where Villa needs to strike while the iron is hot. Bailey's there. But it's beaten to it in the end. Still it remains goalless. Here's Tillemans. Uses Rashford. Chip forward brilliantly there for Bailey, for Watkins to get a deep cross in there. The goalkeeper had it. Lost it but got it again. In fairness, he was under no great pressure anyway. and play on. Let's give Cardiff a bit of credit and a bit of respect, because they've come here, Villa Park, not the easiest place to come and get a result, considering how well Villa have done in European football this season. They've beaten Bayern Munich, they beat Bologna here, they almost beat Juventus as well, and they beat Celtic in an absolute corker at Villa Park 4-2. Manchester City have come a cropper here. Villa almost beat Liverpool the other day as well. And of course they beat Chelsea here last week, of course, 2-1. And also West Ham and Tottenham have come by the wayside at Villa Park in the FA Cup so far this season. But at the moment, Cardiff providing a very stiff test. And credit to Reese's team, who have really dug in deep. They know they're not going to be as potent as Villa in attack. They've nullified to Watkins so far. They've nullified Rashford. There's still Morgan Rogers to come off the bench potentially to shake things up a little bit. Corner comes, or cross comes in. It's knocked away. Garcia will have a second bite at the cherry. His cross was blocked. It's a throw into Aston Villa. Giles has played terrific. Giles has been excellent all night. As soon as we get a break in play, we'll be practice a Cardiff City throw. So with that in mind, let's check on the game. Look at that, and we're into leg 10 of the game between Bo Greaves and Luke Humphries, and the former world champion and world number one is losing 5 legs to 4 against the world's number 1 female darts player. A turn up for the books job there at Minehead. Meanwhile at Birmingham, the shot comes in and it's wide, deflected. It was Tillmans with the left-footed shot. Get a deflection wide for a chip around about the same time as a lapse in that one. Sheffield Wednesday won, Sunderland won. Well, Villa have a corner, and there's going to be a double substitution for Cardiff. Off comes number 49, Giles. And number 23, we think, is Bagan. He's going to come on. But I think Giles has had a good game. There's any doubt about that. He's done remarkably well. So Giles is off. And Aaron Ramsey's the other player that's going to depart as well. Number 18 is going to take his place, Robertson. So let's get those substitutes confirmed then. Well, the Cardiff fans really giving a good appreciation for their team. So those are the 2 substitutions for Cardiff. We've got them confirmed. So a corner kick to Villa. And they must be in the low teens now in corners, Villa. They've had so many tonight. Rashford with the latest one from the near side. And he goes towards the near post. Again, well marshalled again by that Cardiff defence. And Ovarf at the moment, the way he's played, could be in line for the player with the match award. But wait, here's Rashford. Rashford with a deft cross, but it's too close to Ovarf, whose goalkeeping has been exceptional. Had a couple of dodgy moments kicking away or trying to play out from the back. But that aside, he's kept goal robber well for Cardiff. Just a question of time now whether Villa can actually break, or maybe Cardiff can nick something on the breakaway perhaps. Of course he nearly did. And the Villa finding it a little bit hard work. And that's got to be down to Cardiff's due diligence and the way they've stuck at it all the way through. It's a good ball, and that's really well played. And Perry Ng with a decent cross and a chance there for Salek, who should have scored. 7 or 8 yards from goal by the penalty spot, and Salek knocked it straight at Andy Martinez, and that's the first save of any note I can remember Andy Martinez, the Argentinian, making. But a wonderful cross from Perry Ng from the right-hand channel. And Villa were nearly caught napping. Free kick against Villa. But Sarek with the golden opportunity. There's the cross from Perian. It's a beautiful low ball. Well attacked by Sarek, but either side of the goal, if he works the goalkeeper either side, Cardiff are in the lead there. But they're not. They're still all being held as we come up to the halfway mark of the second half here at Villa Park. And here they come again. Cardiff are in behind. Villa all over the place. And they get enough bodies back and get a free kick as well, which is a little bit of tension around Villa Park now. As they come charging forward with Ian Matson. Still Matson. Good run by Matson. Still Matson. We played 67 minutes and Ian Matson nearly took on the whole Cardiff City defence. 67 minutes gone. Villa 0, Cardiff 0. Surely a goal's got to come. Rashford surely. A chance here for Villa. They've got it. Asensio sweeps the ball in from 7 yards out, and with 67 minutes gone, Villa have finally taken the lead. A lead they've threatened to take. And another assist for Marcus Rashford, who's having a superb night. And Asensio, who scored some invited goals, gets his third goal in Villa colours. Really good play this from Villa. McGinn laid it in. Now then, is there a possibility of an offside here? Touch and go whether he's offside or not. But when the ball was knocked back, it was a cool finish. But will the goal count? I think this is a VAR job, you know. I'm not sure Rashford's onside. Having said that, though, it's a sweeping left-footed finish. And at that stage, Ovarf's not got a price. But Villa found the net, but is it going to count? At the moment, it's 1-0. And I'm sure VAR will be checking. No, it's been cleared. It's a goal. And Asensio will get the credit. 68 minutes, 1-0 Villa. Rashford must have been just a touch onside then. Meanwhile, in the darts, it's 5-all between Bo Greaves and Luke Humphries. That one is going all the way. And it's 1-1 in the Championship between Sheffield Wednesday and Sunderland. Sheffield Wednesday have got an appalling record against top four sides in the Championship this season. At least they've scored against one of them. And at the moment, it's Villa 1, Cardiff 1. This is our main event on TCM tonight, and Focus on Football and Storm FM. And also at some point I'll come to comments as well. There's so much stuff happening at the same time. We have to give you the news first. Just to remind you that Jos Buttler has resigned as England one-day cricket captain as well, after the disastrous Champions Trophy campaign in Pakistan. England embarrassed by Afghanistan the other night in Lahore. What now? Bazball weren't working the Test arena, but in one-day cricket, it's not working good enough. But Emery ball's working all right. They're 1-0 ahead with 20 to play. And what does that do now for Cardiff's game plan? They were to park the bus for the first. The game plan was to initially park the bus. They have had a couple of good chances as well. And how crucial could that miss by Salek prove to be now in the final analysis? Because now Cardiff need to come out, and now they might be in trouble now. Watkins is through, but out comes the goalkeeper, Ovarf, who's had a superb match for Cardiff. Now, incidentally, the only Welsh team left in this competition. Swansea went out in the first round at Harrogate. Well, Robert Wrexham went out at Harrogate. Swansea went out in round 3. Wrexham didn't last long, neither did Newport. Well, losing Callum Robinson has been a big blow for Omar Risa, who took over the reins in September, initially on a caretaker basis. But here tonight, they come up against the Villa side, who have beaten some of the world's best teams in Champions League and FA Cup and Premier League. Chasing in night, but they've had to hang on in there. Now Rashford, edge of the area. Rashford now, is he going to get it onto that left foot? Rashford trying to take on all comers and ended up being outed out by 3-4 Cardiff City defenders. But whatever happens tonight, Cardiff can, if they do go out tonight, Cardiff, they go out with heads held high. And if they take this sort of form into their league form, then I don't think there'll be any doubt that they'll stay up. But they have to do it on a regular basis. And take this form into the Championship and make sure they get to 50 points. Vincent Tan's still the chairman, incidentally. But the money is very difficult to come by these days. When you're out of the Premier League and you've been out of it for a good portion of time, well over 10 years in Cardiff's case, or 5 years in Cardiff's case, I should say. It's very difficult to get that money back. There's still been the troubled times for Cardiff really the last few years, but they've survived it all. Because so easily have gone down to League One on many occasions, but they've managed to garnish enough points in recent seasons to stay in the Championship. And it's going to be like that unless they... I mean, if this crop of youngsters come through and start impressing, then maybe next season they could push really maybe for promotion via the playoffs perhaps. At the moment it's all about getting 50 points for Omar Reese's team if they do go out today, but a decent cut run, television money as well for appearing on national television and a bit of exposure for the club as well. Always helps. And Cardiff have given in their all tonight. But they come up against the Villa side who have shown in the end their class. And I don't think they'll be stopping at one. I think they'll go for a second to try and kill the game off now. And here's Leon Bailey running at the defender. Bagan got out right at him, and in fact, Villa got the corner. I think they have. Indeed, they have, and Asensio, the goal scorer, is going to take it. So Villa in the lead. And it's that man who got it 68 minutes. We're into the 74th now. 16 to play, plus injury time. And Villa, as things stand, going through to the next round of the FA Challenge Cup with Bailey. And it's been a super game of football. Good ball played in. Cons is in there. Could be a second one now for Villa. He had to check back. And the Claret and Blue shirt still going forward. And now there's going to be a break on down the other end. But good play that from Garcia. Had a head start there on Chris Willock. And did well. Villa in front, but they just can't press home that advantage. 75 minutes downplayed. Villa one up. But it's a precarious lead. Now, and Watkins is onside. Watkins goes round the keeper, but the angle is tight. The ball not back across. Surely there must be a second off the line. And still not away. Watkins shoots across the goal and a goal kick. And Villa still can't put the ball in the back of the net. Rashford had a go. Watkins initially had a go. I think it would have been tagged offside anyway. Watkins looked offside in first glance. When he pulled the ball back, it looked as if Rashford was going to get a tap in. And then he took too many touches perhaps. And then Watkins finished it off, trying to finish it off from shooting from an acute angle on the left of the penalty area. Possible handball maybe. Hard to tell. But with a quarter of an hour left to play, still Villa have the lead, but it's a precarious one. Cardiff have got 15 minutes to pull this back, and they might just do it here. With Willock. Good cross as well, and in the end there was a foul there by Sarek and a free kick. It was on Maatsen. Free kick to Aston Villa. It's been some match here tonight. Just a one goal in it, but it's been a cracker. Meanwhile, in the darts, 7-all between Bo Greaves, the top female player in the world, and Luke Humphries, the former world champion, but world number 1. That one I fancy could be going all the way, and Humphries has throw in this particular leg. Sunderland have taken the lead again at Sheffield Wednesday. Maeda has got a second one. That was after 71 minutes. So 2-1 to Sunderland, 1-0 to Villa. Bo Greaves and Luke Humphries level pegging still at 7 legs apiece in the UK Open Darts. I still haven't gone to comments yet. I will have a look and comment in a minute. You know all happening here at Villa Park. Konza now in possession for Villa. Remember the draw with Nicholas Jones after the Man United game. Nicholas Jones will commentate on the quarter-final draw on Sunday. That takes place. The draw will be actually made by Danny Murphy and Dennis Irwin, the former Manchester United player. Well, getting good yardage there for Cardiff when his team are throwing down the right-hand side. And G to take it, gets the ball back. But then the ball goes backwards and Fish gets it back to his goalkeeper. Well, I've got 12 minutes to get my thinking cap on and choose a player of the match, of course, sponsored by Commentary Services. Luke Humphries has just taken the lead against Bo Greaves. It's 8-7 now. And potentially, we've got 4 legs left to play of that. Sunderland winning at Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship. Cardiff have possession. Salek is in there. Salek now trying to turn away from the man. And well gathered in there by the goalkeeper. Right, let's check any comments flooded in. We've had 6 of them flood in. And I've got to be corrected here because Newcastle Brighton's a 1:45 start, not 1:30. Media Jingles and Gaming says it's the 5th round so far. VAR is happening. That's the magic of sport for you. And he also goes on to say Cardiff have played brilliant against Aston Villa, who have got almost their first team out. They've defended stoutly. There's no doubt about that. Villa come again on the attack now as we go into the last 12 minutes of the second half. Surely a second goal for Villa. They've got it. And it's Asensio again. 2-0 to Villa. And surely now, barring accidents, they've got 1 fun in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup for the first time in 10 years. It's been hard work at times. Cardiff have made it difficult. But in the end, Villa have made a class tell and a great left-footed shot inside the penalty area. And a Spaniard who scored some important goals gets his 4th goal of the season for Aston Villa. And that could be the goal that sends them to one match of Wembley Stadium and the semi-finals. So Villa, barring accidents, goalkeeper got a hand on it and he couldn't keep it out. And I think Villa have got a lead now. They can just keep at 2-0. Will do them just fine. But what a brave performance from Cardiff City. Well, making a double change. And off comes Dylan Lawler and Chris Willock. Isaac Davis and Kian Ashford both come on. No. One of the odds now, Morgan Rogers not even getting in a game tonight. Maybe being saved up, maybe for the Champions League coming up next couple of weeks perhaps. They've got Champions League coming up, and in fact, there's going to be 4 of them coming on. And in fact, Morgan Rogers is one of the 4. So we've got Luca Dean, Jacob Ramsey, number 56, Jamoa is going to come on, and Morgan Rogers himself. So Maatsen, Rashford and Asensio, who was on a hat-trick, can't get one now, obviously. Mukadeen, Morgan Rogers and Jacob Ramsey are all on there. I will confirm the other substitutes as well. I can tell you that Joe Moraloba is coming off. Oh, it's come on. And Asensio getting a good round of applause from the Villa Park terraces, who absolutely love him. Won him over already. Marcus Rashford played his part tonight. An assist for him. No goals, but he's come close on a couple of occasions and does look a genuine goal threat. I don't think it'll be long before he does get his first Aston Villa goal, Marcus Rashford, but I must admit, he looks a different player. He looks a different player on the one that we've seen already this season at Manchester United. He's loving his football, and Umar Emery is giving him that confidence to really express himself, and of course, he wants to put his waist back in the England setup as well. So Cardiff get us back underway. 2 goals down. Ollie Watkins was the player that was taken off as well. And Jamoa has come on. Great kick to Villa. And we've had 82 minutes of the game. Nearly 83 in fact. Villa 2-0 ahead. And cruising, you have to say now, into the FA Cup quarter-finals. Remember tomorrow, 4 more games. None of them will be live with us on TCM, but I can tell you that 2 12:15 kickoffs. Millwall away at Palace, and Burnley away at Preston North End in a repeat of the game. And we covered on the TCM2 and JB Sports a couple of weeks ago. Well, I practically lost my voice. Also, tomorrow we've got Plymouth Argyle. In fact, it's Greenmore tomorrow. Wolves play at 3 o'clock away at Bournemouth. And then it's Plymouth away at Manchester City at 5:45. And at 1:45 Sunday, we will bring you live, uninterrupted commentary of Newcastle against Brighton. And at 4:30, Manchester United Fulham. Paul James at Old Trafford. Ross Brennan at St James's Park. Mukadeen now for Villa. It's cruise time for him now. They're in a good position. In the darts, it's finished between Beau Greaves and Luke Humphries. And the world number 1, after a scare or two from the brilliant female darts player, the best female dart players in the world. Well, he's got through. 10-7 it finished. But a very good fight that Beau Greaves put up there in Minehead. She can be pleased with her night's work. In the Sunderland match, it's 2-1 to Sunderland at Hillsborough. Elsewhere in the darts, James Wade nearly through against Willie Borland. Michael Smith nearly through against Darts. And Cameron Menzies has knocked out Mike De Decker. Been a messy night in the darts. Dramatic night in the darts. Luke Littler going through on a final leg decider. And Luke Humphries through. Michael Van Goen plays in not too long. Michael Smith and James Wade almost through themselves. 5 to go then at Villa Park in the FA Cup. And Villa surely the first name into the hat for the last 8. Here's Ramsey, left-hand side. And even if Cardiff complained for years about whether Perry and G should have had a penalty right on the stroke of half-time, when they look at it from a more magical and a more broader point of view, even they have to recognise that Aston Villa have been the tops tonight in every single department you can imagine. And they're looking for a third now that should really wrap the game up. I don't think I'll have too long to decide on a player of the match. I'll make it around the 90-minute mark, but I've got a fair idea who it might well be. I can tell you it would be Spanish. I'm telling you no more until the 90th minute. Bring it to Cardiff. They've taken it quickly. But Cardiff, they knew that this was a 3-hit tonight. There's Perrier-G. He will feel justifiably upset that he didn't get the penalty, but maybe his own theatrics may have cost him that chance. Peter Banks and the VAR, Rob Jones, didn't think it was a penalty, and that's what mattered. But I think in the cold light of day, Cardiff will have to hold their hands up and say, look, Villa have been the better side. We were outplayed on the night. And I don't think there's any question at all about that. But they've given it a good fight. They knew it was going to be up against it. They've had to play 3 away matches this season in the Cup. One at Sheffield United, which they won 1-0. In front of a very sparse crowd at Bramall Lane. And then they went to Stoke in another sparsely populated game. Drew 3-3 after extra time. Won it on penalties. And tonight they've given a good account of themselves against a very, very top-class Villa side. But they've just come up short. Villa, as things stand, going through to the last 8 of the FA Cup. And they will definitely, surely, barring accidents, be the first name in that hat. And the draw, incidentally, will take place on Sunday afternoon after Manchester United against Fulham. And you hear that with Nicholas Jones on TCR. Right, 3-kick to Villa. Coming up to the last 2 minutes of normal time. Remember, Luke Humphries has just edged out Bell Greaves in the darts. Littler edged out Peter Wright, also in Minehead. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Sunderland 2 in the Championship, and a 3-kick to Aston Villa in the FA Cup. 2-0 up, cruising towards the quarterfinals. For the first time in 10 years. Asensio with the double, which is taking Villa through, surely, to an FA Cup quarter-final. Been a tough ball game. Rob Crosby up against Lovely in the darts. Because 3 games to come. Hood and Rock, Price and Scott, and Mangowan against Manbonerold in the darts. Meanwhile, in the Championship, we've lost the scoreline from that one, but it's still Sheffield Wednesday being beaten. As we now go into the closing stages of the game now. Villa safely through now. 2-1 still to Sunderland. They've got about 3 minutes left there at Hillsborough. We're into the final minute of normal time here. And I think we can safely say who my player of the match is going to be. It's Marcos Asensio, and he has been lively. A lovely, lovely brace. I don't know, they could have had a couple more. But Marcos Asensio is my player of the match, man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services. But I want to give some special mentions out there. I think Marcus Rashford's had a decent game. I also think that Ovarth, the Cardiff goalkeeper, who's actually got the television man of the match, has had an outstanding match. We're going to have 4 added minutes, incidentally, but our player of the match is going to go to Asensio of Aston Villa. But Ovarth has been Cardiff's best player and has looked good. Some super saves, but in the end, all in vain, because Villa are surely going to be in the hat, the first name in the hat for the quarterfinals. Ball back to Martinez. We're now 39 seconds into that 4 minutes. Rob Cross now 4-0 up in his match. Josh Rock and Hood are underway. James Wade is through. Michael Smith is also through in the UK Open as well. Been all happening in the FA Cup of darts, and it's all happening in the first match of 8 in the FA Cup tonight. The first of 8 ties to be played over 4 days. going the way of Unai Emery's star-studded Aston Villa, who have taken this game rather seriously. Cardiff are frowning a few youngsters, maybe knowing that their priorities are more on championship survival than a good, maybe getting into a possible Wembley final. Foul on Fish. They've given a good fight. But when you're against a strong Villa outfit, it was always going to be asking so much. And they held on in there for 67 minutes tonight. But in the end, an Asensio double sends Villa one match now surely away from a Wembley place in the semi-finals. If they get a home draw, then anything can happen. As the cross comes in from the right-hand side, rather, from Garcia, it was a venomous cross which the goalkeeper had to tip to one side. But they're not giving up a ghost by any means. Colwell with a decent cross out towards the far side. Now then, can they find a consolation maybe, Cardiff, from somewhere? Ball played in there. And the shot comes in. And hooked away. It was Robertson who tried the shot. Villa 10. Villa, who started the night 10th in the Premier League against Cardiff 19. 29 places it was at the start of play. And Villa have made the 29 place advantage count. It's tough on Cardiff, but Villa have been miles the better side. But have made that extra class tell. But Cardiff not giving up by any means. Final minute of the fourth. They're going to keep going. And that's a credit to them and their manager. That even in defeat, you must keep going until the very last whistle. It's never over until the final whistle. But we all know that Villa are going through. And they're on the attack now. And Ramsey's onside. Ramsey could finish it once and for all. They might finish it once and for all, but it's over the top. But Morgan Rogers with the left foot. And that would have wrapped it up. Icing cherry on the cake and all that. He's onside as well. Jacob Ramsey at this point. Rogers with his left foot, side of his left foot, just couldn't keep the shot down. But a good night for Aston Villa. Yes, they laboured at times, and Cardiff made it difficult for them for 67 minutes tonight. But as the whistle goes, Unai Emery's Aston Villa are the first name in the hat for the quarterfinals, which you'll hear on the TCM on Sunday. A brace from our man of the match, Marcus Asensio, more than enough to take Villa through. Cardiff will point to a controversial penalty they didn't get when Perry NG looked as if he was brought down. But neither Graham Scott, neither referee Peter Banks or VAR, Rob Jones, saw fit to give a penalty. Neither of them did. Villa survived and took over, brought Cardiff down, took them 67 minutes. But an Asensio brace has seen Cardiff City bow out the FA Cup, but it was a brave performance. Aaron, the goalkeeper Orvarth, deserves a lot of praise for his efforts tonight. But it's Aston Villa's class that's told in the end, as all the players shake hands inside the centre circle, right in front of me here at Villa Park. And I have to say, it's been played in a very sporting spirit. No complaints from any of the sides. Maybe Perry NG may feel justifiably annoyed as the Cardiff City players make their way towards the fans. But the full-time score here at Villa Park, it's finished Aston Villa 2, Cardiff City 0. And in essence, Villa were just 2 gone on the night. So they're through to the next round of the Cup. The first name of 8 to go through from this last 16 as the Cardiff fans applaud their team. Omar Risa knows the big job is to come in the Championship. Of Ghazi sending love to the Old End, the team that they used to cheer. Not a happy return to Villa Park for him, but having said that, A brilliant performance. And he showed some glimpses of what he was all about in the first half and what Villa fans may have been missing. But Aston Villa are in an upward trajectory. Forget about where they are in the league. They're only a few points off the Champions League top 4. Lest we forget, they're still in the last 16 of the European Champions League. And now are in the last 8 of the FA Cup competition. For the first time in over 10 years. Tim Sherwood was the last man to get them that far. In fact, he got them to the final that year before Arsenal saw them off in the end. So there we are. A very good result for Aston Villa. 4-0 winners. Elsewhere in the Championship, they're playing stoppage time at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Sunderland 2. And Sunderland, if they win tonight, can go within 3 points of Burnley. And they're not out of that promotion picture just yet. Burnley, but the 3 above, Burnley, Sheffield United and Leeds, will have games in hand over Sunderland. In the UK Open Darts at the moment, Michael Van Gerwen has just gone underway in his match. But through tonight, Michael Smith, James Wade, Cameron Menzies, Luke Humphries after a titanic tussle with the lovely Ball Greaves. Van der Velde is through. Damon Etta, the Australian's through. Sutar is through. Schindler through. Ryan Joyce has gone through as well. Luke Littler played out a 19-leg thriller against Peter Wright. Ross Smith is through again to Sousa. Nick Van Aspinall won this match. And Ryan Sell through. Johnny Clayton got through as well. And so did James Chisnall. And that last leg decider. Also Danny Noppert through. Sulovic through. And Joe Cohen knocked out by Razasaki. So that's it really from me. Gerwin Price is 3-1 down against Scott at the moment, which is a bit of a surprise. Michael Van Gerwen just struggling in that first leg. And in fact, the whistle has not gone yet at Hillsborough. But Aston Villa, let's talk about them really, because I thought Villa tonight were good. They were very good. They showed good touches in midfield, I thought. The end product in the first half certainly wasn't there from their point of view. But when they took over and they got that first goal, 67 minutes it took for them to break through, then it was a case of Cardiff needed to come out. They came out, and in the end, Asensio showed what he's all about. That brace takes you to 4 into the colours, and deservedly got player of the match. I've just got one more job to do before I leave you tonight here at Villa Park, and that is to bring you what we're going to come in the next day or so in the FA Cup. 2 more live matches, both on Sundays. One at St James's Park, the early kick-off, 1:45 kick-off time. I'll be on the air about 1:35, 1:40 that afternoon. Ross Vernon will be up at St James's Park, up in the north-east for us. But we're going north where no other commentator's gone before. Newcastle Brighton, 1:45 start. That'll be live on all these platforms, TCM, Storm FM and Focus on Football. And then on the same 3 channels, we'll have the other game taking place Sunday between Manchester United and Fulham. That's a 4:30 start on all the other channels. And also, we'll have the draw commentated on by Nicholas Jones, a draw that will be made by Dennis Serwin and Danny Murphy. So watch out for that. But tonight here with me, JB John Stuttard, Cardiff put up a brave fight. But in the end, Villa's quality and class, and Spanish class, from Marcus Asensio, a lovely race, sees them go over the line, and they finish up being 2-0 victors. It's also finished in the Championship, or they're still playing on in the Championship. Currently, it's 2-1 to Sunderland. And that looks as if that's going to end the same. But it's Villa through to the FA Cup quarter-finals. I hope very much you've enjoyed our TCM production. And from all of us here, from me, JB, John Stuttard, for now, take care and we'll see you soon. We'll see you Sunday for Brighton against Newcastle, and Villa, and the trip to Old Trafford for Fulham against Manchester United. Join us then, and in fact, before we go, in fact, Sheffield Wednesday have lost 2-1 to Sunderland. But it's been this night in the FA Cup. They're the first name into the hat. We'll see you all on Sunday. From me, JB, John Sturtard, enjoy the rest of your weekend. From me, at Villa Park, good night.